It starts with a blinking cursor. You type your name. You hit enter. It seems harmless enough, just a moment of curiosity. But what if the person staring back at you from the screen isn't you at all? Or worse, what if it is you, but a version of yourself you thought was buried forever? We call it ego surfing. It sounds vain, doesn't it? Like checking your reflection in a shop window. Most of us have done it at least once. We want to see what the world sees. We want to know if we exist in the digital void. But for some, that simple search uncovers forgotten secrets, stolen identities, or digital ghosts that refuse to stay dead. You think you know who you are, but does the internet agree? By the time this ends, you might be afraid to look, or you might realize that the stranger in the search results has been controlling your life without you even knowing it. Let's talk about a feeling we all know, the need for validation. Psychologists suggest that Googling yourself isn't actually about vanity. It is about safety. It is a modern survival instinct. We are trying to control the narrative. We want to make sure there are no predators lurking in our data. But sometimes the predator is a ghost. Imagine a woman named Sarah. She was 24, fresh out of college, applying for her dream jobs. She was qualified. She was charming. But every interview ended with a cold. "We'll get back to you." And they never did. One night, frustration took over. She opened her laptop and typed Sarah J. Miller into the search bar. The first result wasn't her LinkedIn profile. It wasn't her university graduation list. It was a mugshot. Same name, same city, but the eyes were different. It turns out, a woman with her exact name had been arrested for a felony 2 weeks prior. Sarah wasn't being rejected because of her skills. She was being rejected because to the digital world, she was a criminal. This is the first danger of the search. We realize that our name is not unique. To the algorithm, you are just a keyword. And if someone else ruins that keyword, they take you down with them. But there is something much creepier than mistaken identity. It is when the identity is correctly yours, but you don't recognize the person anymore. Have you ever read an old diary from when you were 12? You cringe, right? You laugh at how dramatic you were. You close the book and put it away. It's private. But the internet doesn't have a back cover, and it certainly doesn't have a lock. When you Google yourself, you aren't just looking for your name. You are time traveling. You might find a comment you left on a forum 10 years ago, a photo from a party you don't remember, an old blog post filled with anger you no longer feel. Psychologists call this context collapse. In real life, we present different versions of ourselves to different people. You act differently with your grandmother than you do with your best friend. But online, all those versions are flattened into one single messy list of results. This creates a psychological dissonance. You know you have changed, you know you have grown, but the search engine freezes you in time. It creates a digital zombie, a version of you that refuses to die, shuffling around the internet, speaking for you even though you haven't believed those things in years. And here creates the anxiety. We start to wonder, which version is the real me? Is it the person sitting in the chair right now, or is it the accumulation of data points that everyone else sees? There is a famous concept called the looking glass self. It means we define ourselves based on how we think others perceive us. If Google shows the world that you are your mistakes, you might start believing that is all you are. But let's go deeper, because there is a third outcome when you hit enter. And for many, this is the most terrifying one of all. Silence. You type your name, you scroll, and you find nothing. No social media, no news articles. Maybe a white pages listing with an old address, but otherwise, you are invisible. In an age where content is king and brand is everything, finding zero trace of yourself can trigger a strange kind of existential dread. It implies that you haven't left a mark. We live in a time where we equate being seen with existing. If the search engine can't find you, do you matter? This is the trap. The algorithm feeds on our insecurity. It wants us to create more, post more, and share more, just so we can fill up that empty white page with proof of life. We are feeding the machine just to prove we are real. But here is the twist you need to understand. That silence, that lack of results, that isn't a failure, that is freedom. If the internet doesn't know who you are, it can't sell you. It can't misrepresent you. And it can't freeze you in time. So, the next time you feel that urge, the itch to type your name and hit enter, go ahead, do it. But remember what you are looking at. You are looking at a mirror that is cracked. It distorts the reflection. It shows you the past, or a stranger, or a ghost. It does not show you your soul. The results on that screen are just pixels. They are data points stored in a server farm thousands of miles away. They do not know your heart. They do not know your future. Once the video ends, close your eyes for a second. That darkness, that quiet, that is where you actually exist. And that is something Google can never index. I'm curious though, have you ever found something deeply strange when you search for your own name? Or are you a ghost in the machine? Let me know your story in the comments below, and until next time, keep your mind open.